got the turbine knocked out of this bearing housing now on the HX35, and we are in a position where we can go ahead and pull out the thrust bearing here, and then we can pull out the little snap rings that hold the journal bearings in and pull all that crap out and start to drop in the new parts from the rebuild kit. So I don't know how well I can make this show up on camera. So if you look on the wheel here, you can see where it's kind of gouged out here on this backside. You can see that line that's carved in it. That is a balance mark. So when they balance this shaft with the turbine on it, that's what they gouged out to balance it so that it will spin evenly. Now if we also look at the shaft, you can see some pretty colors on it. You see that? Look at those pretty colors. That means that this sucker was probably getting pretty warm. What's up guys, welcome back to another video on Pure Panorama. We are right now getting into the bearing housing and bearing assembly on the HX35. We only have a little bit left to do for that, so we're gonna get the journal bearings pulled out of it, put the new stuff in, and then hopefully try to get it reassembled. I got to do a little bit more cleaning on the compressor housing and exhaust housing, but I think I have everything else cleaned up as good as I'm going to be able to clean it for the moment. So I think we're in good shape to go ahead and just put it back together. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you how to get these journal bearings out, and we're just going to go from there on the reassembly of it. So I've been filming this video in a couple different days. I haven't done this all in one day, so I apologize. So to get to this point right here, you obviously have to remove the exhaust housing off of it, and then the compressor cover, and then this is a 12.19 millimeter here, and then you got a 12.10 millimeter little nut that goes on the shaft here that holds the compressor wheel on. So this is reverse threaded, so you turn it to the left to tighten it down and the right to break it loose. So you got to break that loose. If your turbo is anything like mine is and it's been on your truck for a while, it's going to be a struggle to probably separate it if it's had bad bearings and seals and stuff and leaked oil all around inside there and has heated up and baked that oil onto it. This thing was pretty tough to break apart and stuff, but you can use some brake clean and some penetrating oil to get down in there and lubricate things so that you're able to bust stuff up and get it freed up. So you just keep on working the compressor wheel. What I had to do was just grab it by hand and literally just pull on it. Wear some gloves, man, because the blades on the turbine and the compressor wheel are very sharp and they are gonna dig into your hands. So you definitely wanna wear some gloves, but just keep working that compressor wheel until she pops off, and then you're gonna be removing a big snap ring, and you gotta pull out all of this crap here that you'll see. It's all sitting right up on the top here. So you're gonna pull all that out, and there'll be an O-ring down in there, and then you get to the point of where you can pull out the thrust bearing here and get that out. But before you do that, you gotta whack the end of the shaft here like I did yesterday with a 45-ounce dead blow is what I used, and it will pop the shaft free so that you can pull the turbine right out with the shaft, remove the heat deflector, the heat shield there, set that off to the side. Now obviously you can see here that I already showed you that shaft has definitely gotten some heat to it. Look at the coloring here and here. So she's definitely been warmed up and worked. So, but we are in good shape to rebuild it with this, and it's gonna go back on the truck. It should be fine just like this, the way that it is, until we are able to send it out and actually have the machine work done on it and get it back with a bigger turbine and bigger compressor wheel on it. So for anybody who might be new to the channel, just subscribed. We are just rebuilding this HX35 for the time being, just to put on the truck so that I can get the HY35 off there and rebuild that, get the injection pump, a new injection pump installed on it, and then once we're done with all that, we are gonna send this HX35 out, and we're gonna have it all machined out so that we have a bigger turbine and compressor wheel, and we have more of a performance turbo on the 24 Valve Cummins. So what I'm doing right now is I'm actually using a prop balancer for my drone stuff, and this is what I use to balance the props or check to see if the props on the drones are balanced. But I figure that I could use this to actually spin the shaft with the turbine on it and kind of just see how it's spinning, if it's spinning true or if it might have any type of bend to it or defect. But once I spin it and it stops jiggling from my movement, it seems like it spins all right. So I think that we are definitely in good shape. So I'm gonna set this stuff off in a little bin with some cleaner on it just so I can try and get it cleaned up a little bit more. And we're gonna go ahead and start to pull this bearing assembly apart. So we got the thrust bearing out. This is the thrust collar right here. We're gonna have to reuse this thrust collar here because there is not a new one of these in the rebuild kit. So if you look down inside there now, you can see right here, that is a journal bearing, that bronzish coppery color. And then there's a very tiny snap ring on the top of that. And there's another tiny snap ring that is on the underside of that journal bearing as well. So we're gonna take both those snap rings out, pull that journal bearing up out of there, put a new snap ring in, drop the new journal bearing in, put another snap ring in, and then we can flip it over, and down inside the exhaust side, there is another journal bearing that you can see down in there, and two more snap rings. So we're gonna get all those pulled out of there, put the new stuff in, make sure that we're oiling it up. I'm just gonna use some of the oil that we would use in our trucks to lubricate it and oil it, and then we can start to put everything else back in there after we get these journal bearings replaced. So those snap rings that are down there holding these journal bearings in are very, very tiny. They have really small holes in them, so you're gonna have to use the smallest tips for your snap ring pliers that you have in order to get these out of there. And if you don't have snap ring pliers, what you can do is take a small set of needle nose like I've done here, and you can just hit them with a grinder on the end and just whittle them down to some real skinny, narrow little points, and you should be able to pop those little snap rings out of there. Alright, we got one out, so we should be able to hook that journal bearing now with our little pick. There you go. So there's the journal bearing right there. That's the old one. It really doesn't look like it's in that bad a shape, but this here thrust bearing definitely looks like it's seen better days. So we got one more freaking snap ring way down in there. We gotta try and get that sucker out so we can put our new ones in. Alright, that one came out super easy, a lot easier than the first one. So let me go get our new ones. Actually, I need to spray this out and try to clean it up just a little bit. This is a royal pain in the ass to try and get these little snap rings positioned in their little grooves down there. Very hard to keep them positioned straight on the pliers while you're holding force on them and move them down in there without bumping them. We are gonna go ahead and put a little oil on our journal bearing here and get some down in here and then drop her down there. But we do have our, you're not gonna be able to see it probably, we do have our snap ring down in there. You can maybe see it. It is right, let's see if I can point it out here, right there. It's kind of tough to see, but I'm poking it right there. That's the snap ring. So we're gonna keep on moving here. I got a little 1540 weight oil here in the bottom of this can. Make sure that that's all oiled up. Make sure your fingers are as clean, no debris stuck to them as possible. And then we're gonna go ahead and set her in there. Push her down in. Alright, time for our last snap ring on the exhaust side. The exhaust side is the tougher side to do too when you're rebuilding these, because you got to get down in there and the hole is smaller in order to put this stuff in. The compressor side is going to be a little bit easier when you're rebuilding. And you got to be careful too, because if these things fly off your pliers, they're going to be gone. There we go. Got our last snap ring in on the exhaust side, so we are good on the exhaust. Time to put a snap ring way down in the compressor side. Now this is gonna be another fun one. If you can get these snap rings down in close to the groove that they need to go in, then you can poke them in the rest of the way with a pick or something. There we go, guys. We got our lower one in the compressor side. You'll also know when they're in because they will spin around freely. There shouldn't be like any pressure or tension. So you'll know that they're in their grooves if you can get a pick on them and they spin around nice and free. So time to oil up this journal bearing and drop her in the compressor side. Alright, last snap ring coming up. Should be an easy one, and then we should be able to get everything else back on here. Alright, I think she popped in. Oh yeah, baby. First shot, that was the easiest one. Last one was a charm, baby. New journal bearings all installed in the HX35 Turbo. Here we go. So the next part we put in, now that we have our journal bearings and our 4 new little snap rings in there on the exhaust and compressor side, we put our thrust collar in, which will ride right in here, and then we do our thrust bearing, which is this. And when you put the thrust bearing in, you can see there's a little, I guess I call it a guide, a little keyway for it to go on, and there's a hole right here. That's to line up with this. So that's how that goes in there. Just gonna pull our thrust collar out of my cleansing dish over here so we can get that dropped in. So our thrust collar is now down in there installed, and then you just drop the thrust bearing down in, and you just gotta line it up with that little keyway guide there, and press her down in. So to remove the oil deflector out of the oil seal plate, all you gotta do is get a little pick down underneath it, and it literally just pops up out of there. This has a bunch of crap in there, so we're gonna clean the oil seal plate out real quick. Then we can pop our new oil deflector in there, and then we can put our O-ring down in here on top of our thrust bearing. Put our new oil deflector and oil seal plate down in there, and then at that point we're basically ready to put the compressor wheel and stuff back on. There's going to be 2 other small parts that we have to swap, but otherwise we'll be able to put this thing back together, guys, and look to get it on the truck very soon. So we have our new oil deflector right here. That will just press in here like the other one was. There we go, looking good. And you can't push it in there too far because there is a little seat down in there. There's a little collar that it basically rests on and rides on. So that's good. New oil deflector, oil slinger, whatever you want to call it, is in there. Now we have a new O-ring in our rebuild kit here, which will rest down in here. So next step is get our new O-ring out of the rebuild kit for the oil seal plate and oil deflector, and we can get this. I'm just gonna get a little bit of oil on this, and then we can seat it down in here, and we can put our oil seal plate and deflector back down in here. But I just want to make sure that all these parts are lubed up, and I am gonna go ahead and pour some oil right down through the center of this thing after we put everything in it. Before it goes on the truck, we're definitely going to make sure that there is a good bit of oil dumped in it so that it's not dry when it goes on the truck. Now the oil deflector can only go in one way, and you got your thrust bearing here, and then you got that hole. The oil deflector rests right down in there, and that's the only way it can go in. So you do have to put like a little snap ring dealio on this guy here that goes up into our oil deflector and oil seal plate before you can put that down in there. So we're gonna go ahead and try and press this on. So this little snap ring guy isn't like your average snap ring. It literally is just like a little metal band, but it is meant for helping to hold this up into the oil seal plate. So I'm not quite sure how to put this on, but what I'm gonna do is put the open end up like that and then try to spread it over as I press it down on. So I kind of got the back seated down on there like this. Kind of hard to see with my fingers in the way, but I seat the back down on there like that, and then I'm just gonna press the front down and see if I can't open it up and press it right in there. Oh yeah, just like that, guys, and that literally just rides in there like that. All right, we're gonna drop our oil seal plate right down in there like that, and it should press right down and in so that we can get our snap ring in there just like that. Now we pull our snap ring on out of here. Now we can use our snap-on snap ring pliers. Change the tips on our snap ring pliers. Now we can put this snap ring back in over our oil seal plate, and we are in business. This is a pretty hefty snap ring here, so make sure that you are either wearing eye protection and covering it with your hand like this while you try to get it compressed to go in there, because if it pops off and hits you in the face, it's gonna be a bad day. There we go. I think we got her in there, boys. Just gotta make sure we poke her down in so she's in all the way in the back. There we go. That's it, guys. That's all there is to it. New journal bearings are in there. That's, in my mind, the toughest part right there is just getting those little snap rings out there, dropping the new journal bearings in, but otherwise, this is not a hard thing to do. So if you think you need a turbo rebuild, or you know you need a turbo rebuild, don't be scared to pull it off of your truck and go to town. Whether you have a HY35 or an HX35, they're going to be pretty similar. And I know this was an HX35 rebuild, but I can't help but to think that a HY35 is going to be much different in the rebuild process. That's going to be it though, man. I'm going to wrap this video up there. Aside from putting the shaft back in with the turbine on it and then putting the compressor wheel back on once the shaft is in there, everything is done. That's how you rebuild the guts, the internal of the bearing housing on an HX35 turbo. And after that, I mean, it's pretty straightforward of putting it back together. When I do put the rest of it, I'm not doing the shaft and the compressor wheel right now because I still got to clean up the compressor housing and exhaust housing a little bit more. But when we do put that stuff back in, I'll obviously show you. My little man's in the garage right there making a bunch of noise. Think he wants to see me, so I'm gonna wrap this one up here. Hit that thumbs up button and leave a like on your way out. If you're new to the channel, stopping in for the first time, hit that subscribe button because we're gonna have more fun stuff like this HX35 turbo rebuild, many other repairs and mods and things like that on the 2001 24 Valve Cummins. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'll see you in the next video. Peace. I just wanna keep